There are very good reasons to be afraid of the dark. The Dark Half, 1993. So Stephen King and George A. Romero collaborated again for this one. I don't know, it's kind of a mystery how this isn't really that popular of a Stephen King adaptation, even though you still have two titans of horror in it. So, a lot of that apparently has to do with Orion Pictures going through a financial decline, because this was actually filmed in 1990, 1991, and they didn't even release it until 1993, and I'm sure there was poor marketing upon release. And it's based on the Stephen King novel from 1989, which was apparently one of the top selling books of that year. And he didn't do the screenplay this time around. George A. Romero took care of the screenplay adaptation and directed it himself. So, and you get Timothy Hutton, and the main character is a writer, along with a lot of Stephen King plots. So I can't give you the perspective from the book, haven't read it. I'm sure it's a bunch of Stephen King schlock, but apparently he used to write under a pen name in the 80s, Peter Straub. Actually, it's Peter Bachman or something stupid like that. I don't know. I have one of the books. Anyway, he did that so that he could write darker novels, so that he wouldn't receive criticism from fans, so that obviously he could hide behind that pen name. And once it was exposed, he went on to write a fictional book about it. It's totally Stephen King supernatural. It really gets you going. Gripes, 2 hours long. Most horror movies that long really can't last. And as you might imagine, it has second half vapidness, as you might surmise. So, really solid movie though. I give it a B- overall. If you've seen Secret Window and you want to compare the two, which a lot of people do, very similar plot lines. Secret Window is way much better, but that isn't a coincidence, because Secret Window was adapted and directed by one of the best screenwriters in Hollywood, David Koepp, who's worked on the Jurassic Park franchise, Panic Room, Indiana Jones. So, heck, even Angels and Demons. Anyway, back to the movie. I really didn't like much of the characters here. Anyway, so this guy, let's go over the plotline. This guy's pen name gets outed. He's an English teacher, professor, and he doesn't write successful novels under his own name, but he has a successful series of crime novels under this other guy's name. And he really has like textbook schizophrenia type of behavior with this character, because he becomes the embodiment of this writer, and this writer is really grimy and really evil and a drinker, alcoholic, angry, fury, you name it. And when he decides to end up killing off this writer, first off, it has this good story where he's a parasitic twin, which is a malformed Siamese type of twin, and it ends up being in the back of his brain, and they kind of play off of that, but he gets it removed as a kid. So anyway, fast forward to when he's an adult, he kills off this character, and this character rises from the grave. He becomes an entity that becomes a personification of this character. I forgot his name. George something. Who the heck knows? Anyway, and then it gets kind of cheesy after a while, because Timothy Hutton plays both characters, and it's kind of like a greaser type of character, and it just goes on too long. It would have been a lot better if it was like an hour and a half, but still B minus. You don't really care for much of any of the characters, so it just gets kind of boring from there. And he's under investigation for the murders. And then we end up with the inevitable showdown, which really doesn't live up to the hype. Anyway, I've said all I had to say. It's October 2014. Look forward to more videos coming up, including my top 20 superstitions, other top 10 videos, and including original horror short stories that I want to release on here. And thanks for watching. I'm out.